between 8, 9, or 10, they'll tell me to trigger, and then 48 hours later, I'll come back in for the retrieval. So if I trigger on day 8, that means I'm coming back in on day 10, which if AF shows up on Sunday, that puts me 2 days before Thanksgiving for the egg retrieval. So there's a lot of variables, and it's right around the holiday, so it's either going to be anywhere from 2 days before or 2 days after, which doesn't help if you're trying to go somewhere for Thanksgiving. Thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome. What's up, fertility fam? We gotta do what? Let's get those babies, ladies. I see the crystal raindrops fall and the beauty. Good morning, fertility fam. How are you? I hope you're well. Today is Friday, November 9th. I've left Blues. I'm actually at the train station. At the transfer point, so I'm almost to work. I'm doing defibrillator training today, that and CPR training, and I'm getting a certification, but I'm a little late, so hopefully that all pans out. Yeah, the scheduling did not go as, I think, as Blue had planned for it. There's a lot of what ifs, and it all is kind of contingent upon when AF starts. I think it's the only time in our TTC journey, or our going to conceive journey, that we are looking forward to AF starting, because that is kind of like the trigger point of when everything really jumps off. And so I don't have firm dates right now. It's sometime during the week of Thanksgiving, but that's all I know. All right, there's a train. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, I'm sure it looks like I'm not at work, because I'm not. So the cutoff period was 9:30 to do the certification, and I got there at 9:34. So I'll be trying again next week to get my certification in. But yeah, and I didn't have my patch last night, so I figured I've got 3 hours or 2.5 hours back on my calendar today. So I decided to head home and grab my patch and put it on, the estrogen patch. I'm meant to keep taking it until AF arrives. And I need to grab the camera because I couldn't finish editing at Blues last night because one of the pieces of footage that I thought I covered or transferred over to my hard drive, I didn't. So I'm going to grab the camera too, and an umbrella because it's apparently meant to rain tonight, which it's already sprinkling. So yes, it's going to be a crazy day. Well, no, it's not going to be a crazy day. We're not even going to put that out there. It is going to be a busy day, which is okay. I'm okay being busy. I will get it all done. Hopefully your Friday is a little less hectic, a little less busy, and you're doing something relaxing and having your feet up and drinking a cup of coffee while you're watching this. Talk to you in a bit. All right, I've left the house. I'm on my way back. I've got my patch on, and I'm all good. I grabbed a few extra things. I was originally not going to stay over at Blues tonight, but I think I will. And I'll just stay over and edit, but then that way I'll be there in the morning. I think it's just best. Yeah, so that, now back to work. It is crazy. I've got to go to the credit union at some point, and yeah, because Monday is Veterans Day, so everything will be closed, and I definitely need to get some stuff done. And I've got to send something to the attorney. It came back. Apparently, I forgot to put the 5th floor on there, and so it was returned. And then that will finalize everything with the known donor agreement. I know, we started it back in April, right? And for the most part, it's all done. There's just one loose thread that I have to dot. I'm mixing up metaphors. There's something that has to be filed, and he needed a wet signature notarized, and we did it. Both of us signed it like a month and a half ago, and it's been floating around in certified mail land because I missed that address, the floor. So I got to get that done today. All right, ladies. Hopefully you're doing well. All's going well in your world. Let me know. How are you doing? How are you in your TTC, and you're going to conceive in your GTC world? Are you stimming, about to stim, OPKing? I need something. Let me know, ladies. Let me know. Hey again. I meant to say, I'm I'm still in a fasted state. I'm coming to the end of my 48 hours. It'll be this evening. I think I'm only going to do 48 hours. I was originally going to do 72, but I think I just dropped my headphones. I think I'm only going to do 48 hours at any given period now until after IVF, just because it's getting cold, I'm hungry, and I just don't want to stress myself out. I know I was trying to test like my mental agility, but I don't know if it's the right time to be testing that. I think I just need to be at peace, and so eating is going to help me be at peace, so I'm going to do that. I think I wanted to say too, I think it's a little frustrating for Blue, like the scheduling and not knowing the scheduling, because he's trying to plan travel around it for the holidays. But I am grateful that it is all in New York. I was talking to one of the TTC sisters last night, and she's going out of the country for her IVF and trying to figure out like her plane schedules, and they're manipulating her cycle to kind of help. Glad I'm not doing that. That sounds super stressful in an already stressful situation. Like, I don't need that extra level of stress. So hats off to her. She's managing it. It'll be fine. I just know I'm at my stressed out threshold right now, and the holidays are coming, and not for me, but I understand that I'm causing him stress with this scheduling situation, and so I'm trying to explain it all and walk through it, which we did, but at the end he was like, well, that doesn't really help because I still don't know. But we did narrow it down to a range. So if you haven't gone through this process, just so you know, part of it is as you wait for your cycle. One, that kind of starts the clock ticking. The other is, how well will you respond to the meds? I may not respond. I may respond really well. I may respond average. They have no way of knowing that. I haven't taken any of these hormones before. So even though I've done the IUIs, I did them on Femera, which is not a hormone. Now they're going to be giving me hormones or synthetic hormones, and we don't know how I'm going to respond. I responded really well on the Femera, but that has nothing to do with how well I will respond on these synthetic hormones. And so there's no way to predict. And that's kind of where it comes. Like she said, ideally between 8 and 10. You guys heard. If you didn't hear, I will link it over here. When I talked to Nurse Katrina yesterday, between 8, 9, or 10, they'll tell me to trigger. And then 48 hours later, I'll come back in for the retrieval. So if I trigger on day 8, that means I'm coming back in on day 10, which if AF shows up on Sunday, that puts me 2 days before Thanksgiving for the egg retrieval. So there's a lot of variables, and it's right around the holiday. So it's either going to be anywhere from 2 days before or 2 days after, which doesn't help if you're trying to go somewhere for Thanksgiving. We do have the backup of the frozen. Obviously, the frozen is not as ideal as the fresh, and so we want to get fresh if at all possible. But yeah, I'm trying not to stress him out. So hopefully, and I think he already has a lot of stress going on, and his mom wants to see him for the holidays, so hopefully, you know, AF shows up this weekend and we can have like at least a good starting date, and that narrows down our range. Because right now the range is open for 4 or 5 days because we don't know the start date, and then we'll narrow it down. But really, I think by day 4 we'll have a better idea, because then we'll be having measured some sort of response or have an indication, yes, I'm responding well, we have to up it, or no, I'm not. So we shall see. All right, it's getting a little crowded on the subway to be talking about IVF, so I'm gonna go. But yeah, I just want to give you guys an update. Talk to you in a bit. Oh my God, you guys, so much work to get these scripts filled. So the progesterone is fine, they're going to deliver it, but the Novarel, Caremark doesn't have it. They don't know when they're gonna get it, so I had to call to these other pharmacies, like fertility pharmacies, to get it. And now I kind of wish I would have paid attention to the emails when people were like, hey, we offer these fertility drugs, but no, I didn't. And so I'm trying to just get it all sorted out. But yeah, it'll be fine. At least I have time. That's like the last thing I need. Well, actually, the progesterone is the last thing I need, but I haven't even started stimming yet. But if there's any advice I can give you, get your drugs as far in advance as possible. like the day they give you the script, because I've had mine for 30 days now and I could have already had all these. I just didn't want them sitting around, but it is a little stressful. So as soon as you get your scripts, get them filled if you can, and just get that checked off. I deprioritized it based on what was happening, but definitely I would be sleeping better if I had all the meds now as I get closer. But it'll be fine, I'm sure. It'll be fine. I called the nurse. I left a message asking her to send the script over. I'm in New York, so it all has to be e-script or hard copy in the mail. They can't like call it in, they can't transfer from one pharmacy to the other. So I left her a message. We'll see. I'm now headed to the post office to resend this certified mail to the lawyer to finalize the known donor agreement. Things to do. All right, the pharmacy just delivered the progesterone for me. I don't know if you can tell. These are white caplets, and the reason why what the whole issue was is the other pharmacy only had orange, and the doctor didn't want orange, and they said it would make like an orange discharge, obviously. So I had to wait and get the white ones because they're going to be used like pessaries, like vaginal inserts. So that's all done. Now we just gotta wait on the Novarel. That's the last one.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through.